What up, what up, what up, what up? It's me, L Teddy 27.
What's good tonight? Right about the hood.
Oh, dear God, I'm already eating a drink. Look, a damn mess. Just a damn mess. No means no, and yes means no. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good? What's up, people? What is up? It's me, L Teddy 27. I'm back. It's another review. This is going to be our review for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Season 5, episode 11. It is entitled Taxing Times and Blurry Lines. I feel like instead of watching this episode, I could have had a V8. It was like, oh, Jesus, dear God. Let's get through it. We start off with Karen. She's calling Giselle and Ashley, and she's inviting them to go to her hometown where they're having this homecoming parade or whatnot. And she wants them to come along with her, to support her. And I guess to show her hometown, show her, big town friends off to her small town, hometown people, whatever. Then they cut away. Juan is being called by Giselle, saying something about the jeweler said that the ring that you wanted for Robin is ready or whatever to be looked. I don't know. So I was halfway paying attention. But in my mind, I was like, if you spent as much time helping him pick out this ring if you spent as much time on your man as opposed to trying to help him find his ring, maybe you'll find you a man, a real man, and not your ex-husband who's cheating on you left, right, and sideways. Okay? Girl, you spending way too much time on somebody else's relationship, and that's how your husband is able to do what he needs to do, because you got all this other stuff going on and ain't watching what's going on in your own house. But that's a mess. She's a mess. Then we see Giselle and Ashley. They arrive at Karen's house. They leave to go to this trip. Listen, Ray pushed their ass out the house as fast as I'm trying to push this episode along. I wasn't here for it. I'm telling you, this episode really was some bullshit. Moving on, we see Robin comes over to Candace's house and they sit down and have, they eat and stuff like that. Robin fills Candace in on what happened at Karen's house when they talked to Monique and told her how Monique, basically was not remorseful and didn't, care. Well, I shouldn't say didn't care, but said that, she didn't take back what she did. So then Candace says that Karen told her that, listen, if it was me, I would press charges. And so they talked about that. Then Robin talked about the fact that she owes the IRS money and so forth, and how she's not a good accountant. Now, if your accounting skills are anything like your fashion, your wardrobe skills, and your hair that you be doing, girl, I understand. Because, honey, all of them are atrocious. Horrible. So if your taxes look anything like your wardrobe or your hair, child, I see why they you owe them money. Honey. A mess. Anyway, they make it down. Giselle and Ashley make it down to the hometown. Child, Karen had this nice feel-good story all about how her people were slaves, and then they bought the farm, and now they grow crops on the farm and sell it all. Whatever. This ain't that kind of show. Okay, I wasn't here for your touchy-feely moment and story. This ain't that kind of show. I wasn't here for it. Moving on. Ashley getting on some big farm vehicle or whatever in these heels, these pink heels or whatever. I guess Monique calls Ashley. Ashley puts her on speakerphone. Karen and Giselle is listening, and Giselle is just not here for it. Giselle toots up her nose and was like, I ain't trying to listen to this liar. But what got me was Karen was acting like she was surprised at Giselle's reaction. Hello, this is how Giselle reacted when she was at your house. You thought it was going to be different now? I mean, She told you at her house, I'm not here for her. I don't want to be here for her. I don't got nothing to do with her. So, Karen, why you seem so amazed at Giselle's reaction? I don't know. Anyway, Karen did admit that she did tell Candace to seek legal action against Monique. Um, and so there was that whole thing. I was like, I'm just so this. I was so over this episode. I was just like, why are we here? Like y'all could have just gave us a whole week break, but we're here. Wendy talks to her. Went to sit down with her older sister to talk about her angst and her feelings about changing careers and stuff like that. And I was like, when they were having this conversation, I was like, all points lead back to her mom. Like, she's on this whole, I have to please my mom and make my mom proud because she's some African queen or whatever. How much is that African queendom doing for her living in America? Because if you're not much of a queen, honey, you'll be back over there in Nigeria. Not saying that you need to go over there, but can we, come over here and assimilate? Because your queendom in Nigeria is not doing a whole lot for you here in America. And the other part about it is your mom is a queen, not you. So you got a whole husband and kids and a family. And you still over here trying to please your mama and live your life to make your mama happy. And you're not even making yourself or your husband or your kids happy. Girl, get your life in order. Get your life all the way in order. Because I was just like, she kept on going on and on about how her status was making her mom look better in the Nigerian community and all this, that, and the third. Mind you, this is the same mom. See, I understand now. When they had that whole conversation about Wendy and her husband not, in good place with his family and the family not wanting to come to their wedding, I always said there's more to that story. And now it's starting to slowly unravel. And, we starting to see it's the mom. Wendy is allowing her mom to control every aspect of her life. So much so, your husband can't even be around his own family. That's a toxic situation. That's not good. So that means, so what that means is you only went into the career that you went into for your mom. Of course, you're not going to be happy. You're never going to be happy. Not until you do what you want to do. Child, that's a therapist's wet dream right there. But that's a whole nother situation, not mine. Robin and Juan went out to do this pseudo alter ego mess. Moving on. Back at Karen's hometown, her family done mortgaged half the real estate in Surrey, Virginia, to rent her or Lisa out this Bentley so she could sit in at this homecoming parade, all for her to throw candy at the 6 people sitting along the parade route. Child, it was a mess. I was like, girl, I guess y'all spending all this money for this for like 6 people. Candace and her mom, they go out to look for to the dog adoption center to look for Candace a dog to adopt. And her mom was like, listen, we do not meander in the muck and mire with life's troglodytes, okay? We don't have it to do with the derelicts of society, okay? We're not here for this, okay? So she was like, we ain't going there with them. We're not going to get all ghetto with them. Baby, we call our attorney on speed dial. We don't play these games. And I was kind of with her mom on that, child. I ain't going back and forth with you, child. Talk to my lawyer. I don't have that kind of time. So that's what happened with that. Then we see Candace, not Candace, Karen took Giselle and Ashley to her church. She talked about her mom, her dad. She was sad. She was crying. This, that, and the third. Now her mom and dad died within like a year of each other. And I know that is so sad. It really is. And I might have had my heartstrings pulled on if this wasn't the Housewives franchise. But since it is the Housewives franchise, at this point, who cares? I mean, y'all around here fighting and carrying on. So why you want me to look at you seriously? And y'all over here fighting in the middle of in the middle of your, showing stuff a mess. Monique sits down with her pastor, who sat there, and Monique and Big Chris sat down with the pastor and the first lady, and the pastor held her accountable. He told her, "Listen, you need to understand." Like I said last review, I think this is all displaced anger. This don't have nothing to do with Candace. Candace was just low hanging fruit. Okay, I like the part where he told her that you out here trying to act all perfect and impress these ladies, the Housewives of Potomac, and they are not impressed by you trying to be perfect. They still don't see it for you. They still don't care. And I was like, you going through all this just to impress these tide whores, and they ain't impressed. And he got her to admit, at least in front of him, that I probably shouldn't have done that. She didn't deserve that. But I kept in my mind thinking two things. Is this one of those situations? You ever met those kind of people where when you sitting in front of the therapist or you sitting in front of the person who you have to be accountable for, there's so much remorse and accountability and so forth. As soon as you walk out the door or the next day, they back to not caring no more. I also was thinking, okay, you have gotten to this place, but that don't mean that Candace has to be at a place where she's ready to say, oh, okay, everything's fine. I'm okay with you now. I can be around you. You forfeited that right to have Candace around you if she doesn't want to be around you when you put your hands on her. So anyway, it went off from there. It was a lackluster episode. I could have had a V8. I don't know what that was about, but we're here. Until next week, y'all. They got to come better than this. That's all I got. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely.